What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about the Baltimore Ravens left tackle because Ronnie Stanley is not going to be playing this upcoming game against the Jacksonville Jaguars on Sunday. And this is something that is a theme. I don't know if it's a theme necessarily. Maybe that's poor wording. But Ronnie Stanley misses a lot of games. Obviously, over the last two seasons, has had the major injuries. But he is someone that has missed games, and that's a major concern of a lot of Ravens fans. And so I feel like it's important to talk about it, to think about, okay, what is the impact of this on this year? What is the impact on this game? What is the impact on the future of the Ravens organization? Now, I'm going to come right out and say, I don't think Ronnie Stanley being hurt for one game affects the Ravens, future plans at left tackle, right? I know a lot of people this offseason were like, well, if Ronnie Stanley misses any games, then we need to move on. We need to go out and draft a left tackle first round. I'm fine with drafting an offensive tackle. I don't have a problem with that, but do not do that in the first round because Ronnie Stanley gets hurt every once in a while. Because Ronnie Stanley, when he plays, is one of the best left tackles in the NFL. I would definitely say he's top three. I don't think he's on the level of Trent Williams, but outside of Trent Williams, I think you got to put him right behind him. There's some other players that can obviously be argued in that spot, but I think Ronnie Stanley absolutely deserves that. By the way that he's played this year. And he looks exactly the same as, when he was playing in his prime, a few years ago. So do not be worried about Ronnie Stanley's future in Baltimore, what the Ravens should do at left tackle for the future. The things to be thinking about is this season and this game, okay? Because this game, let's talk about this, against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars have a unique system this year. Not system in terms of like scheme, but a system in terms of the way that they are able to pull out wins, because they have had games where their defense dominates and their defense gets them big wins. And how do they do that? Is they do that through the pass rush. They have Josh Allen, their first round pick, they used on an edge rusher. And that first round pick was the first overall pick. So this is a defense that wants to get after the passer, and having a veteran like Ronnie Stanley would have been very beneficial in this game. And this is a game that I think a lot of people are marking off, right? Oh, Jaguars win. That's not the case. This is a Jaguars team where their record may not be amazing. Honestly, it's one of the worst records in the NFL, but they play a lot of games very tight. And the Ravens already play tight games. So you're giving a very good young quarterback, I believe, in Trevor Lawrence, an extra, benefit. Hey, Ravens don't have their, one of the best players on their team this game. So I think it does mean a lot for this upcoming game. At the same time, I believe Patrick McCarry will step in at left tackle. I think he's a very solid left tackle. For the future left tackle, years to come, I think it's going to be, maybe we get our guy Daniel Falele. Maybe he's the one that steps in at left tackle. Maybe he steps up and becomes the Ravens' future right tackle. Don't know exactly where they want to play him at this point. He's played some left tackle this year. I do know that. But overall, I think Patrick McCarry is getting the start at left tackle this weekend. I'm not overly worried about it, but it's still something to keep an eye out for. The big thing is the rest of this season. Ronnie Stanley got rolled up on, by Lamar Jackson, taking a sack. I want to say it was Brian Burns. They got the sack, came in kind of unblocked, hit Lamar, fell into Ronnie. And it looked like a scary injury. It was, I was worried. I was worried when I saw that play, and I was like, okay, this could be maybe the end of the Ravens season, is if they don't have their, Pro Bowl left tackle. They're all pro left tackle. But luckily, he's day-to-day. It wasn't, not going to need surgery. Luckily, we got the same thing with like Kyle Hamilton. Same game. They both went down, and it was like, oh, no, they could be this, these are leg injuries. These could be significant. Luckily, they're both going to be, they're both day-to-day. But Ronnie Stanley, for the rest of this season, remember, he was on a snap count initially. He was alternating drives. They're really trying to get him worked back in. And this is something where it's a setback. All right. It's not a massive, he's not falling off a cliff. He's not doing anything drastic. It's not massively changing this Ravens team, this Ravens organization, but it's putting them through different tests. And I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But overall, obviously, losing Stanley for games is a bad thing. But they're dealing with adversity. Giving Patrick McCarry reps, giving Lamar Jackson reps where, maybe the left tackle's getting beaten could help them, in the long run where they have more experience going up against that. But, overall, Ronnie Stanley, the big thing is, can he come back and play against the Steelers? That's the question. That's what I care about. It's not going up against Josh Allen, who I think is very good. I have no problems with Josh Allen whatsoever. I think he's one of the best. I wanted the Ravens to trade for Josh Allen, actually. I think a lot of people know that pre-draft. Like, a lot of people were bringing up, oh, let's trade for Brian Burns. I was like, no, let's go for Josh Allen. And I've been talking about that for years because I felt like he's been sleepy underrated. But 2 weeks from now, the Ravens are playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're going up against TJ Watt, the best edge rusher in the NFL. I think clearly the best edge rusher in the NFL. Like, I don't even think it's close between him and Micah Parsons. Like, that's how good I think TJ Watt is. There is a gap between him and Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons is a top 5 defensive player in the NFL, which shows you how good I believe TJ Watt is. We need him back for that. We need him back for the remaining stretch of the season. But this week against the Jaguars, it's okay. We don't want to rush it, right? When he was coming back from the major injury, we don't want to rush him back because if you rush him back, he could get hurt again. And obviously, it sucks that he's not going to be able to play this weekend. Would have liked to see that. But at the same time, it happens. Ravens consistently have had guys miss games. Over the last couple of seasons, they've been able to come back and play well. Hollywood has missed games. Lamar's missed games. Typically not for injury with Lamar. He's been sick a few times, COVID protocols, things like that. And they've been able to, use the next man up mentality. I think that's what's happening in this upcoming game. I'm very excited to see how Patrick McCarry does, but let me know in the comment section down below how big of a deal you think Ronnie Stanley missing this week is on the remainder of the season, on that game, on the remainder of Ronnie's career in Baltimore. I don't know. Let me know. Thank you so much. Subscribe for Daily Ravens content. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving, and I will see all of you again tomorrow.